What's up guys, I'm Mr. Audio, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm making this video in response to a comment that was made on one of my videos. Now, I've since removed the comment, and I don't want to call this person out or anything like that, because this person did make one good, valid point. Now, let me just read the comment to you. I'll put it up on the screen. It says, here's some info I found. And then it lists no info, and then it says, it also confirms that it's not necessary to do dithering and downsampling if your track is a 48K file. Now, this is wrong for multiple reasons. Now, when I used to upload tracks to DistroKid before they had the high resolution title master, where you can upload a file at a 48K sample rate, it's not necessarily higher quality, because all that means is higher frequencies can be reproduced. Now, the human ear can't hear above 20K, and the highest frequency produced at a 48K file is 24K. So that extra 4,000 hertz, you're not hearing any of that. You're probably not even hearing 18K. Now, I'm not saying that boosting 18K won't affect the rest of the frequency spectrum, because it will. Now, what I'm getting at is the need to dither, alright? So, he goes on to say, because streaming services will reintroduce their dithering algorithms. Now, I've looked all over the internet, and Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud do not say they add anything to the sound. They might turn down or up your volume, according to Spotify's website, but they do not add anything to the sound, especially dither. Now, what is dither? So basically, during recording, back in the console days, when people were recording on analog equipment, each individual track that you were recording would add some noise because you were recording through an analog preamp. Now, that preamp would add a little noise. Now, every track that you're recording would add a little bit more noise. Now, all of this noise adds up to be a lot, and that's why people would record with a high signal-to-noise ratio, and that would give the best results possible. And at the time, we only had 16-bit. And the noise floor was at negative 90 dBFS. So if the noise floor is at negative 90 dBFS, and you're adding noise on top of noise on top of noise on top of noise, eventually that noise floor is going to get risen up pretty high. The more analog equipment you use that adds noise into it, the more the noise floor is going to rise up. So back in the day, using a lot of compression on all of that noise, what do we know about compression? It brings low volume characteristics of audio files up. So this is what people were trying to avoid, is getting a lot of noise. And so dithering was kind of a necessary process back then. Now we've got 24-bit audio with the noise floor of negative 144 dBFS. Now, I don't think anybody's going to hear it, even if you're recording through a console. There's probably no chance you'll hear the noise floor. But I record in 32-bit float and a 48K. Now, when downsampling, in the video that the comment was made on, I created inner sample peaks when downsampling from 48 to 44.1. Now, these peaks did exceed true peak 0 dBFS, and they would clip in the digital realm, especially when converted down to MP3s and OGG and all the other streaming services codecs. Now, I was very unaware of this issue when I first started uploading music. I didn't understand why my music didn't sound like it did in my system. Like, I'm playing it back on the same system I created it on, why doesn't it sound the same? Well, it's because my inner sample peaks were causing unwanted audible distortion. And on top of that, every time I would upload a 48K file to DistroKid by accident, because I work in 48K, I'd forget to downsample it and whatnot, I would upload it, and I'd get this message say, you've uploaded a high-resolution 48K file. No worries, we'll downsample it for you and deliver it to all streaming services. So it was going to downsample it to 44.1. And that's why I downsample, reduce the bit depth, and apply dither to all my own tracks. It's a quality control thing. I don't want a distribution service, let alone a streaming service, to be downsampling and reducing my bit depth to my audio. I want to control the audio for as long as humanly possible so that what you're hearing is as close to what I put out there as it can be. Now, first I downsample, then I go through again with the true peak limiter and reduce inner sample peaks. I've got the video that I show how to do that. I'll link it down there. Then after that, I reduce the bit depth, and then I apply dithering. Now, dithering, what it does is it uses frequency masking, because it plays a consistent noise that covers all the frequency spectrum over the top of the noise floor. And due to frequency masking, the noise floor just kind of disappears. It becomes inaudible again, essentially. So should you dither? I mean, if you're already working at 44.1, 24-bit audio, you should not dither. You don't need a dither. None of your tracks will need dithering because you're not reducing the bit depth at all. The noise floor isn't going to come up at all, especially with heavy compression. There's no way you're going to get that noise floor, especially with modern day recording styles and techniques. There's no way the noise floor is going to come up to audible levels. But I still apply dither for good practice and good measure. I've heard what the noise floor sounds like, and it's not pleasant. Here, I'll play a sound from another video that did an experiment to get the noise floor to raise up. See? It's pretty annoying. Anyway, dither covers that up. If you go watch that video that the sound is from, I'll link it down in the description. It explains what dither is, and it shows you what the noise floor sounds like, and shows you what dithering on top of it sounds like. So anyway, I do want to make the point that the commenter was kind of correct. If you want to save yourself some time and have less work for yourself and work more efficiently, then yes, you should probably work in 44.1 24-bit audio, as they will not be downsampled or reduced in their bit depth before converted by the codecs. So if that's the way you choose to work, then by all means do so. Anyway, that's been my response to this comment. If you stuck around this long, there's effect racks, links in the description. There's a way to support the channel. You can purchase some on my website. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Mr. Audio, out.